right, greetings all you Metamaniacs, this is T-Money G, and I'm here today with Ewok Spy, who is a connoisseur of raids, and has a team that we're going to teach you about today with troopers in Phase 2 and Phase 3 of the Challenge Rancor raid. As you know, really SLKR is the main team to use in those phases, and everyone's always looking for their B team to use in the phase that they're not using SLKR in. So this is a great option, and it's a lot of fun, and it looks pretty easy, Ewok, hey?
Yeah, it's very, very easy and quick.
Yeah, it looks like a great team to kind of get you through, get your score, and get you modding for P4 if you need to change some things around.
Yeah, I've heard people go, well, that's the fastest 6% I've gotten in P2.
Absolutely. So what's your highest score that you've gotten on with your troopers?
The highest I've ever recorded was around 10%. Yeah, I got a lot of assists off of Piet, and that's really where the damage comes from.
And your troopers aren't maxed either. They're not all R7.
No, I've got R5 for Veers, Piet, Stark, and Moff Gideon, and then an R6 range trooper.
Ewok, why don't you walk us through this team? I've got some slides that we'll put up that the print is a little bit small on, and we have an infographic that I'll post in our Discord channel along with this link to the video when we launch it, and it'll live in our resources tab there. You can join our Discord at discord.io/Operation Metaverse. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well, and visit our website at www.operationmetaverse.com, as well as our Patreon site, patreon.com/Operation Metaverse. So all of the things, but if you want the mods for this video, go to Discord, and they're there for you in a pretty little infographic.
So the team is really, it's quite simple. The 5 troopers I mentioned, Gideon really brings in a lot of the damage. If you don't have him, you can put a Death Trooper in, but if you really want to hit the high numbers, you're going to need Gideon on the team. And it's going to go, this is the turn order you're going to use. You use Gideon, then Piet, then Stark, then Veers, and then Range Trooper.
What's the rationale behind that turn order?
Well, Gideon's going to put Armor Shred onto the Rancor. So you first get Armor Shred on him. That's your one attack. You can only hit him once before you have to take the door down. So the first thing you do is you get Gideon out there to get Armor Shred. You also want him really fast because he can go twice during topple, which is very important. After that, your Stark and Piet, you want them to be able to buff your team. The first thing you want to do is you want to have Piet go first so he can mark one of the troopers in case Piet gets called to assist by Stark, which then does more damage. So, but you want to buff the team while you're not in topple, because you don't want to waste any of your attacks buffing any of your turns buffing while the Rancor's toppled. So you have those two go, but you target the door, so that way you're not hitting the Rancor directly. And then what you want to do is you want to get it so that way you get maybe 1 or 0 hits on the door, depending on how high your troopers are. And then when it's Veer's turn, he targets the Rancor, lets loose with his AoE, which will also destroy the door and send you into topple. This gives you the most amount of time with Gideon. You don't need to have as fast a Gideon at that point. If you knock the door a little early, like under Stark's turn, you're going to have a faster Gideon to make sure he gets that second turn during topple. But that's it. You get them buffed up, then you go into topple and you let loose. And then it's just a matter of, can you get Piet to assist on anything? Range does a special, basics, just doing damage after damage after damage. And then Gideon will get 1 turn, and then Range will get his second. So Range goes first. Range will get a second turn, and then Gideon will get his turn last, just before the Rancor stands up, and that's when you pull back and do the TM mass assist. And I've gotten upwards of 700,000 damage just with that one last attack.
That's pretty important to have him the right speed then.
Yeah. What I've been looking at is I'm thinking that the others, all of them, Stark, Piet, Range, and Veers, all pretty much you want to kind of get them really close in speed. So that way, if the door topples early, you're not really losing that much time, but it doesn't matter. The turn order is all that matters. because you're not getting a turn meter from any of your attacks like in a normal trooper team.
And then the Rancor comes out of topple, and what's that look like?
You die. What
As
happens
is
is
the
you get
case with troopers in any game mode when they get touched even a little
yes.
bit.
So what really happens is you get one, the Rancor stands up, and that counts as his turn. So you lose all your Emperor's trap stacks. There goes all your big damage. You get one or two more attacks. The Rancor dazes everybody, and and many people know, when troopers get dazed, that is the end of their run. They'll get one round of counterattacks because they all have retribution up, and then that's pretty much it. You get maybe 150, 200,000 in the, after he stands up, and so the goal is to get these troopers to have as much damage as possible, but keep them in the same turn order. And I think the minimum speed you can have Veers, based off the videos I've seen, is about 250. Anything slower, and you risk not being able to AoE against the Rancor before he goes. But you kind of want to maximize your damage and get those speed, get the bare minimum speed you need, but maximize the damage.
Gotcha. Wonderful. Okay, let's go into the modding. How do we mod these 5 characters?
Well, Gideon's all speed. It's if you can put some damage on him, great, but you need to get him 350 plus to get this to really work. Next up are your other 4 troopers. Now, ranged trooper is probably the slowest of the troopers, so getting him up to speed might take a speed set. But compared to everybody else, Stark and Piet are fast already, so they can probably sit there with the crit damage set, as much offense as you can get while maintaining that speed above 250. You get Piet at like 255 speed, Stark at like 253 speed, Veers at 251 speed, and just crit damage sets. Crit damage set, offense triangles if you can afford it, offense crosses, crit damage triangles. Sorry, I said that wrong. Offense arrows, offense crosses, and crit damage triangles.
Yes.
And that's if you can make the speeds. Obviously, if you can't, then you get a speed set on there. You do what you can. But that's pretty much it. You have to make the speeds, and then whatever damage you can muster in on them after that. Especially because even when they do come out of topple, you do get 1 round of retribution, so that extra offense will help to give you some extra damage during that. But mostly it's crit damage, because while he's toppled, you are critting. You don't need any crit chance on these characters. You don't need to worry about that, because during topple, everything is a guaranteed crit. So you're just going to constantly crit the entire time.
Yeah, so looking for big offense secondaries on everything that's not an offense mod, and flat offense on the offense mods that you do have on there. Yeah.
And obviously a crit damage set would be preferred, since you're definitely going to be critting, and I think you get a little bit more oomph out of those.
So we're in there. How do you know, like, how many tries does this team usually take? How do you know when to back out and go back in again?
If you're looking for just like a 6.5% run, you'll get that pretty much on the first or second go. If you're looking to try to get 10%, that's really all on Piet. So the troopers have a 50% chance of randomly picking a trooper to assist. So there's a 50% chance you'll get an assist, and then there's, you got 4 troopers to pick from, and if it's Piet, whenever Piet uses his basic, he calls the person he marked and another random trooper to assist. And every single time that happens, that's an extra 12% offense your troopers are getting. So the more times Piet assists off there, the more damage you're going to be stacking up. If on Piet or Stark's turn, there could be extra assists. If Piet gets an extra assist on his turn, hits the door, and it doesn't go down, great. If Stark hits it and it goes down, normally I would end up retrying again right off the bat, because I don't want to. I want to get the AoE from Veers on. I want to get the AoE while the Rancor is still standing. This might change, but generally the one that was bad that I had was when on Piet's turn the door went down. I got Piet to actually assist off that one, and the door went down right there, and Gideon didn't get his second turn in time. It went too fast. So it really is, once you get your trooper speeds up there, you'll be able to determine pretty quickly which troopers, how many turns your troopers are going to get. and then just determine, okay, if this doesn't happen at the beginning, at the start of it, I can restart. Once you know your speeds, pretty much for me, it's just, yeah, if the door doesn't go down, if I don't get an attack, because mine are R5, R6, if I don't get an attack on that door, Veers' AoE isn't going to take the door down. So if there's no assist on Stark, there's no assist on Piet, I back out immediately and go back in again. So the restarts are fairly quick. Once you're in topple, there's the only RNG is whether Piet assists. So the restarts are very fast, and the runs are extremely fast. It's like 2 minutes and you're in and out.
Very cool. Yes, I think that, for a lot of us who change a lot of mods around for P4 to maximize damage, this is a great little team if you're running SLKR in P2.
Yeah, and the videos of what you're seeing here are all the standard mods I had on my characters. Just for the only thing I did was speed up Veers. Other than that, everything was the same mods I have for TW, GAC, or whatnot. So I'm going to remod mine to try and make them better, but this is just what I had on them.
That's great. Thank you, Ewok. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all your work on this team and for sharing it with the community. Thank you for listening, for watching, and we'll see you in our Discord and on Thursday nights at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when Operation Metaverse live streams. You can also visit good old Maurice, and I occasionally get to go with him there on Twitch. That's twitch.com/Operation Metaverse. I should know that, but I'm not sure. But it's Operation Metaverse on Twitch. You'll find us there under SWGOH's list of content creators on Twitch. We'll see you on the holotables, and may the force be with you.